Every year, the ice in Greenland melts a little more. And every year, something dangerous gets closer to the surface. Something that was hidden there 57 years ago. A hydrogen bomb, one of four. 3 were recovered. The 4th one was never found. It is still sitting somewhere under the ice or under the sea. And in October 2025, new documents revealed the full truth about what really happened that night. This is the story of the Thule bomb and why it might be the most expensive secret ever buried in ice. Let's start. Let's go to the story. It was January 21st, 1968, the height of the Cold War. America was running Operation Chrome Dome. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nuclear-armed B-52 bombers circled the Arctic, ready to strike the Soviet Union at a moment's notice. These planes carried 4 hydrogen bombs each, Mark 28 thermonuclear weapons. Each one was 100 times more powerful than the bomb that destroyed Hiroshima. The idea was simple. If Russia attacked, these planes would already be in the air. They could retaliate immediately, but there was a cost. These planes flew non-stop. They needed to be refueled in midair, and that refueling process was dangerous. That night, a B-52 bomber left Thule Air Base in northern Greenland. It was part of the Chrome Dome patrol. On board were 7 crew members and 4 hydrogen bombs. But during the flight, a fire broke out in the cabin. The crew tried to fight it. They failed. The pilot ordered everyone to eject. 6 crew members parachuted into the darkness. 1 man died. His body was never recovered. The plane kept flying on autopilot, burning for miles, until it finally crashed into the ice 7 miles from Thule Air Base. The impact was catastrophic. The plane exploded, the fuel tanks ignited, and the 4 hydrogen bombs on board were thrown in every direction. 1 landed on the sea ice, 2 sank into the frozen bay, and the 4th one simply disappeared. The United States military launched an immediate recovery operation. They called it Project Crested Ice. But they faced a problem they had never encountered before. This was the Arctic. In January, the temperature was minus 76 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind was howling at 90 miles per hour. The sun did not rise for months, and the ice was constantly shifting, cracking, and refreezing. For 8 months, American and Danish teams worked in the darkness. They used sonar. They used divers in special suits. They used mechanical claws. They searched every inch of the crash site. They found thousands of pieces of debris. They found 3 of the hydrogen bombs, but the 4th one was gone. The military concluded that the 4th bomb had broken apart on impact, that the nuclear material had dispersed into the environment, that there was no intact weapon to recover. But the documents released in 2025 tell a different story. They reveal that the military was not sure, that the search was incomplete, that the ice was too unstable to continue, and that the 4th bomb might still be out there, intact, buried under the frozen sea, or resting on the ocean floor. The crash had another consequence, one that the world ignored for decades. The people who lived near Thule Air Base, the Inuit, the indigenous population of Greenland. They had been moved once before in 1953 when the base was built. The Danish government forced them to relocate. They were given 4 days to leave their homes. They were promised better housing. Instead, they received wooden shacks with no running water. Their traditional hunting grounds were taken. Their way of life was destroyed. And after the crash, the American military told them nothing. The Inuit watched the fire burn on the ice. They saw the planes come and go, and they were never told that 4 hydrogen bombs had exploded in their backyard. That plutonium and uranium were now in the water they fished, in the seals they hunted, in the snow their children played in. For decades, the Inuit suffered. Cancer rates rose, birth defects increased, people died young, and no one connected it to the crash. Because the military said the area was safe, They said the nuclear material had been contained. They said there was nothing to worry about. But in 2007, a scientific study proved otherwise. It found that plutonium from the crash had entered the food chain. It was in the marine sediment. It was in the animals. It was in the people. The Inuit had been poisoned, silently, for 40 years, and no one had told them. The crash also created a political problem. At the time, Denmark had a policy: no nuclear weapons on Danish soil. Greenland was part of Denmark. The Americans had promised the Danes that their nuclear bombers were not armed when they flew over Greenland. The crash proved that was a lie. The Danish government investigated. They found that American planes were always armed, that nuclear weapons were stored at Thule Air Base, that the United States had been lying to its ally for years. But Denmark said nothing, because they needed American protection, because the truth was too dangerous to admit. And now, 57 years later, the story is not over. The ice is melting. Climate change is accelerating. The Arctic is warming 4 times faster than the rest of the world. The sea ice that once covered the crash site is now open water in summer. The ocean floor is exposed, and somewhere down there, the 4th bomb is still waiting. If it is intact, it contains plutonium and uranium. If the casing corrodes, those materials will leak into the ocean. They will enter the current. They will travel. They will contaminate. And the Inuit, who have already suffered so much, will suffer again. In 2025, President Trump announced that he wanted to buy Greenland. He said America needed it for national security. The world laughed. But the people of Greenland did not laugh, because they remembered Thule. They remembered the lies. They remembered the bombs. And they knew that if America came back, it would not be for their benefit. It would be for the ice, for the minerals, for the strategic position, and maybe, just maybe, for the bomb that was still missing. The United States military has never officially admitted that the 4th bomb is intact. They have never launched a new search. They have never told the Inuit the full truth. And the documents released in 2025? They are heavily redacted. Pages are missing. Words are blacked out. The full story is still classified, because some secrets are too dangerous to declassify. Some mistakes are too expensive to admit, and some bombs are too lost to find. This is the Thule bomb, the hydrogen weapon that America buried in Greenland's ice, the secret that melted with the glaciers, the ghost that still haunts the Arctic, and the warning that the Cold War never really ended. It just froze, waiting for the ice to melt. History stories like these, the ones they never taught you in school, the ones buried in declassified files and forgotten archives, you will only find them here. If you want to uncover more hidden events, lost secrets, and untold moments from the past, subscribe to the File Room. Because the truth never stays hidden forever.